What's up, everybody? It's Chronotech24 coming at you from chronotech.net. Check us out here on YouTube at Chronotech TV. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about how to disable a hardware device using Powershell. Now, I know everyone's familiar with how to simply open up Device Manager like this, select your device, and disable it. So in this example, we're going to be working with the Killer Networks Ethernet adapter. So if I were to disable this manually, I would simply navigate to the Killer E2400 Gigabit Ethernet controller, right-click, and select Disable Device. However, if you're in a situation where you need to do this on hundreds or possibly thousands of endpoints spread out across the network, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have to touch every single computer and do this manually. So in a situation like this, you really want to take advantage of remote administration tools and scripting tools such as Powershell, and Powershell is a great tool for scripting a process like this. So we'll go ahead and re-enable this device so that we can go ahead and disable it again for purposes of this tutorial. Alright, so the very first thing you're going to want to do is open up the Powershell ISE. If you're not familiar with that, you can simply search for Powershell. Right-click on Windows Powershell ISE and make sure to right-click and run as administrator. I'm going to go ahead and snap this to the left, and on the right hand side over here I'm going to snap my Notepad++ file. This is essentially just a shortcut so I can copy and paste rather than have to type this in for you. And the very first thing we're going to want to do over here in the ISE is run a command to get us a list of all the available hardware devices. So in this case, what you want to do is type Get-PnpDevice, and you'll see the command here pop up. I'm going to run Get-PnpDevice, and that's going to return a list of every single hardware device loaded on the computer with some additional information such as its status, its class, its friendly name, and its instance ID. Now, in order to successfully disable the device, we are going to need to know its instance ID, and so the next question is, well, okay, how am I going to find that? I'm not going to scroll through this entire list looking for that one device, so what I want to do is run a Get-PnpDevice, but this time I want to specify a friendly name because I know it has Killer Networks in the name. I'll take it a step further, and I don't want to have to specify the entire name, so I just want to search for the information that I have. In this case, I know that it has the word killer in the name, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to do a Get-PnpDevice, but this time we're actually going to include the -friendly name and specify wildcard killer wildcard. So essentially we're saying get the device with the friendly name that is like or contains killer. So if I go ahead and run that, you'll see it has one return. It's the Killer E2400 Gigabit Ethernet controller. The status is OK, which means it's enabled. Its class is net for network, and then it has an instance ID, but it's truncated. So that's a problem. In order to run the next command to disable it, we're actually going to need to know the entire instance ID. So the next thing we need to know is, okay, so how do we tell PowerShell to return the entire value and not truncate it? So to do that, we're going to want to use the format-wrap-autosize commands here, just like so. So in this case, we're going to use our Get-PnpDevice friendly-name, open quote, wildcard killer wildcard, close quote, and we're going to pipe it into a formatting command. So we're going to do ft-wrap-autosize, and then the name of the field that we want to have wrapped and autosized. So in this case, I know that I want to show more information for instance ID, so I'm going to specify instance ID in that command. No need to stress about these specific commands. I will paste them down below, and this will be listed on our blog as well. And again, a link to our blog post will be in the YouTube channel description here. So I'm going to go ahead and run this command, and we'll see what that returns. Alright, much better. So this went ahead and it returned just the instance ID, and it showed the entire value, which is perfect. Now we have the necessary information to go ahead and run the disable commandlet. It's going to be very similar to the get command, except in this case it's going to be disable-PnpDevice, and we're going to specify the instance ID, and then we're simply going to copy and paste the value that we found here, and we're going to use the -confirm flag to ensure that we're not prompted. I'll show you what happens if we don't use that actually. So I'll go ahead and run this command. And you'll see the very first thing it does is it pops up a confirmation window and asks me to click yes. Now if we were going to script this, we would not want this to occur, so I'm going to go ahead and close this, and what we're going to do is add the -confirm, $false flag, just like that. Alright, so you'll see now this time if I run this, I do not get prompted, and it completes successfully. If I go ahead and run my Get-PnpDevice with the friendly name of killer again, you'll see the status now shows error rather than OK. So it may be kind of confusing, but you can rest assured that that error status does indicate that the device is disabled. And we can actually confirm by opening up Device Manager. And you'll see here the little icon that the killer E2400 gigabit Ethernet controller is disabled. If I were to right click, I get the option to enable. Alright, so that's good to go. I do want to show you how to enable the device. And it's very simple. It's actually just the opposite of the disable command. Rather than using Disable-PnpDevice, we'll go ahead and use Enable-PnpDevice. So I'm going to go ahead and run this one. That completed successfully. I'm going to check my work by using the Get-PnpDevice FriendlyName command. I'll run that. And there we go. Status is okay. If I were to check Device Manager, we'll see here the device is enabled. So that's it. It's quick and easy. Hopefully you can use this in your existing scripts, or even if you don't have any existing scripts, you can use this to quickly and easily disable devices on command and on demand remotely. Where this really comes in handy is an example where maybe a hardware device has a memory leak. For example, the Surface Laptop 2 devices have a known memory leak with their intersill ambient light sensor, for example. Microsoft has yet to patch it, and so we were able to successfully disable the device on multiple endpoints remotely, which then kind of temporarily solved the memory leak issues, and folks are able to continue working until Microsoft can patch it. It's a pretty good option. I'll get more into how we actually troubleshot that memory leak and how we determined which driver was the cause of that memory leak in another video, but for now I hope you found this helpful, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Check us out on chronotech.net. Love to hear from you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much. Have a great day.